Happy Thursday, Grace Covenant. There are so many things that we could talk about today, and we don't have time for all of them, but gosh, there's a lot going on. You all got word this week that our associate pastor, Richard Coble, is leaving. He has taken the next step in his career, which we're excited about for him, but we're going to miss him. So there's that. There's this kind of exploration and reflection on what comes up for us when changes occur, when big changes come up. And then the passage for this Sunday in Matthew is just full of, just zingers that you could spend a whole sermon on several of the lines. Just one would be enough for a whole 10-week class. This is the passage where Jesus says things like, I come not to bring peace, but a sword. If you love your father or mother more than me, then you're in trouble. Anyone who puts their family ahead of this work, of this journey, of their faith, of God, is not doing it right. And then the final line in this passage is, those who lose their life will gain it. And so there's just, and that's just a sampling of what's there. There's a ton more it's a lot. And so there's a lot to unpack and dig into. And we'll do some of that Sunday. I hope you'll be a part of worship on Sunday, whether you're in person or online. We're also welcoming new members on Sunday. And we're saying goodbye to Wayne Smith, who's been our interim accompanist on Sunday. And this week we welcomed a new staff member in our finance office. Brett is now here to be our new stewardship and financial administrator. So just, there's so many things to talk about. And then there's just the world, hey, let's talk about how much attention this submersible is getting when we don't do the same kind of rapt attention to boats full of people forced to migrate to other countries and risk their lives, or the rate of children whose lives are literally in danger because of poverty and racism. Like, why does our alarm get raised and our attention get so rapt when it's certain kinds of people and not when it's others? And then there's a lot right now happening around these oppressive laws, more laws getting passed, and then a glimmer of hope that one of the laws passed is maybe being challenged in the courts. So there's just so much going on right now, Grace Covenant, for us to lean into together, to support each other around. And this isn't even, I haven't even mentioned yet just the grief that we're holding around losses and illness. Especially we are praying for Ty, who was shot last week on Saturday. We are praying for Jonathan Ross and our whole community as we continue to grieve the loss of Laura Ross. And so my prayer for you today and my invitation for you today is to really take a moment to just slow down, to pause. I ask you to do that a lot, and the reason I do is because it's important. To pause with this invitation that Jesus gives us to reframe our understanding of loss. to reframe our understanding of family, to reframe our understanding of peace and justice and accountability. Jesus did that with his whole life, but he's doing it just bam, 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 all in this passage. And so as we sit with all the comings and goings and all the challenges and all the mourning and all the curiosity and reflection, just pausing with the fact that we are people who are practicing a faith that is constantly asking us to come back to center, to come back to ground, and remember that in times of tumult and change, in times of challenge and reflection, we are called to be grounded in this radical love of God, this radical and embodied love of God that is so devoted to us and to our thriving and to right relationship, that God is embodied, that God takes on a body to be in proximity to us, to understand what it's like to be us, and to call us into a practice of right relationship with God, with each other, and with creation. And to do that, we just constantly have to pause. We constantly have to breathe. Intentional breath, intentional pause, intentional slowing down to really notice our impact, to really notice what's coming up for us, and to really listen for the way Jesus keeps calling us back home to this place where we are beloved and we are responsible, and our actions matter, and our thoughts matter, and our needs matter, and our hopes and dreams matter. So just remember in that pause, you matter. And that's why we're doing all of this, because it matters. And I am grateful to be in a community that continues to faithfully practice what this could be for us and for the world. So I send my love to you, and blessings in your pauses, and blessings in all that this day brings. Love to you.